got another beautiful guest speaker, a young inspiration, black belt in martial arts, captain, pilot, and the list goes on. And he's already walking up. Captain Ali Javed Saib.
Jazakallah, Sheikh. Jazakallah. I think if I walk faster, you'll speak less. I'm about. I thought that would be helpful.
He's got the trick now.
Jazakallah. I talked on some very important points. And I did have a different kind of title today, but I thought I'm going to go towards what you were mentioning and just expand on it a small bit, actually. The first bit is your bit about timing. I think timing is something that we should take very seriously as people, as Muslims, because obviously 5 times a day we have to keep very strict timing of our salahs. But also, most of us here have a career. We've signed the dotted line that says what? That we are going to do the work at this time to this time. So we should be honest about that. And we should fulfill it because someone is paying us remuneration for that. So it's important that we do that. And inshallah, maybe come a little 5 minutes early rather than on time. It helps when when we have Isha planned together with the team. So the bigger the group, the more rewards, inshallah. The second point is really on your discussion about your personal experience. And this has happened to a lot of people, including myself and probably quite a few people in the room. We find that, we've had some setbacks, whereas, we may be ready for something else, or we've experienced, or we've done a lot of education in one thing, but we find it's not coming in our path. And this goes on to the other question from the young gentleman at the back. If I'd make dua for £1 million, will Allah give it to me? If that dua is made with good intention, if it's made with good devotion and ultimately wants to be done in the right way, inshallah, Allah will put it in your path. That's the important thing. No one gets anything for free. They have to work towards it, make sincere dua, and then inshallah, Allah will give it to you on your path. And I sent something in the group a few days ago, actually, which someone sent to me. I thought it hit me quite well. It said, if Allah is putting you through a field of thorns, spiky thorns, the thorns, you walk through them 1 minute, your leg, I'm not carrying on the journey, it's hurting my legs. It is because He wants to take you to the field of roses. Very important point. There's a lot of setbacks in your life. Sometimes you think, why is this happening to me? But the end goal is something very, very beautiful indeed. Sometimes it's the people who suffer the most will get the best reward in Jannah. And maybe it's something that we're talking about a lot. Maybe it's a dream that we're having, something that we really, really wanted, but it slipped away from us. Let me tell you, something that may seem like a setback may really be Allah's setup, Allah's plan. Better than any plan that we can make is Allah's plan. For example, what's the story of Fir'aun and Musa alayhi salam? Fir'aun, he killed thousands of people, children, to prevent Musa alayhi salam from even being born. That was his plan. I'm going to kill all the children so that this person cannot take over me. Allah protected that one person where? In the palace, his own adopted son. His plan failed, Allah's plan worked. And that upbringing prepared him to take over and lead the people with true wisdom. A lot of setbacks, a lot of people died, but Allah's plan prevailed. What about the story of Yusuf alayhi salam? Everyone know the story? His brothers, they abandoned him. They put him in the well. They faked his death. He was sold into slavery. He was in prison for many years. He ended up being where? The leader of Egypt. He rose to lead it. This whole symbol of patience, he held back at justice. And at the time came when all of his life he could have been waiting to give revenge. That my brothers have now finally come and look at me. I'm high up here. He chose forgiveness. Allah's plan prevailed. Not his plan, not his brother's plans, not his father's plan, but Allah's plan. What about the story of Maryam alayhi salam? Everyone know that? She was obviously pregnant without any male, and she faced shame. Back in the day, there was no welfare system. Nowadays, people, if someone gets pregnant nowadays, it's normal. No father, no problem. We have a welfare system. Back in the day, you would face a lot of shame, a lot of suspicion. It's not a good place to be. She was unmarried, very young. But Allah's plan prevailed. She endured the isolation, the scrutiny of the community. But when the time came when the child was born, the baby spoke from the cradle himself. Isa alayhi salam spoke from the cradle himself to defend her honor. Allah's plan, not her plan. Allah's plan. And what about Hajar alayhi salam? Hajar alayhi salam. What happened? Everyone know the story of the Zamzam water? She was left alone in the desert with her infant son. No food, no water, no support. Allah provided the miracle from the place. No plan. Allah's plan. From the floor, the Zamzam sprang. From the feet of the child, giving life. And today, that Zamzam water is still nourishing all of us when we go Umrah and for Hajj. So when Allah writes the story, no one can change it. We cannot decide what our story is. That's the important part. So I want to leave that one with you, that in the Quran, this backs us up again. In Surah 80, verse 30, it says, and they plan, and Allah plans, but Allah is the best of planners. And there's one important quote that is from a very good friend of mine and a good uncle of mine, a very wise man. He says, man proposes and God disposes. Man proposes and God disposes. We can make any plan we want. I plan to get £1 million in the next 2 years. How am I going to do that? I can work hard, I can do this, but if Allah has not put that in my journey, I may not get it. Because Allah plans is the best. So we have to remember, setbacks may be a blessing in disguise. We don't know what that may have saved us from. Many times, someone's missed their flight, or they've missed the bus, and they found out that they've just saved themselves from a terrible accident or a disaster, or they say, I have to be back home with my family, but then there's a natural disaster comes. Allah's plan, which feels like a step back, may have been a blessing in disguise, regardless of all of our choices. So inshallah, may Allah give us the best plan, and that He will all give us £1 million if we need it, if we have good intentions to spend it in the right way, inshallah. Well, I'll leave it there, inshallah.
MashaAllah.
We'll talk about the
MashaAllah.
second topic at another date. I hope everyone agrees, inshallah.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Captain Ali Javed, as always, beautiful training.